Okay, in this file, let me show you what I discovered. Let me pop out the layers panel. And not surprisingly, when you import a lot of graphics that have been created in another program, you end up with lots and lots of group layers. In these group layers, you've got all of these clipped groups and stuff. And so basically, in order to end up and get all of these cut lines that are around these graphics to get them all welded, it's going to be a nightmare. It just just is. So here's a method that I came up with, which actually I know this method from a different software program. Is to do this. First of all, I'm going to copy this into a new page just in case. So I'm going to copy it, come over to new page, okay, and then we'll come over here and go edit, paste. And for now, I'm not even going to worry about, where it's positioned. That can all happen later. So what we're going to do instead is I'm going to export this image here that you see, exactly what you see on the page. I'm going to export it as a PNG with a transparent background. That way, I can re-import it back in, and guess what? I'm going to have that exact cut line that I need around these ornaments and around the tree. So to do that, I'm going to select, I can't remember if I don't think I need to select it, but either way, it doesn't hurt if you select it, and go to File, Export, and then I'm going to give it a new name. I'm just going to call it Tree for right now. Pay attention to where you're saving it. I've got that. And then I'm going to change the export type from SVG down here to PNG, and then click on Save. And then wait. This is a huge file, so everything's going to take more time than normal if you were doing this with something that was simple. So if it gets too long, I'll just kind of transition. Well, that's not so bad. All right, so, and then for cropping, I'm going to have a border around it, and I'm going to make this 0.5 and 0.5. And what that does, that is just often a good idea because sometimes it'll have like an outside border, outside rectangle, and you don't want your image border to be touching that rectangle because you might end up with it trying to cut into that rectangle too, and that way if there's a rectangle there you can get rid of it, although I don't think that's a problem, but just in case. So I give it like just a little bit of border on both sides. Resolution, I'm going to set it nice and high to 300 dpi, although again this one doesn't really matter either because I'm really just after the cut line. I'm not after the graphic to print it because I've already got what's here to print. I just don't, I don't need the other. Or, on the other hand, maybe it'll come in and it's, I actually wouldn't even have to deal with all this. I could just use this PNG and forget the original. But anyway, background, make sure that's transparent, and then click on OK. And then again, you may have to wait. Although really, the file size, the PNG file is not nearly as big. This original one, when I imported, it was 332 megabytes. I mean, it was huge. It takes a long time to import. And sometimes that can also cause a lot of lagging in the software. But anyway, okay, so that just kind of disappeared. So now then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here to a new page just to keep things straight. I tend to use lots of pages. That's just how I do it. So I'm in a new page, and now that I come up to this import button right up here, this import, and you want to use this one or file import because you want to get that trace line that's automatically created around the tree. So now I just select that, click on open. Okay, and there it is. And now then over here on my layers panel, let's open this up. I have my print layer right there. Okay, that's what's going to print. And then I have the cut layer right here. Now I'm going to hide the print layer so I can select this cut layer. And then let's come over to the fill and stroke panel, and I will give it just a stroke color so I can see it. All right, black. And so there it is. That's what's going to cut. All right, so at this point, I could come back, turn on the print. This print layer may be the same quality as the one that was, is here that I originally imported on page 2. That's something that you might want to do, kind of like a quick print of either one or both of them to kind of get an idea, because this one's kind of easier because the cut line's already lined up with it. Otherwise, you'd have to go back and line up this cut line with that original print line. So, and then this is probably set for, let's have a look on the style panel. Well, here's what I do. I like to see my cut line, so I gave it a cut line color. But over here, I need to change this to Print+Cut so that it doesn't print. And then this one is automatically set to Print+Cut print. So basically that it's kind of set up. And again, if you print this out, let's just say you do a print and the print quality is different. If you do a quick print on, the original versus the one on page 2 versus page 3, then you can always take this cut line, copy and paste it over to here and then line it up. But before you do that, you need to come back and select all of this and then make it print+cut. Oops, wrong thing. Make it print+cut print. So all it does is just print what's there. It won't try to cut anything that's part of your design. So anyway, I hope this makes sense. And of course, if it doesn't, just post some questions and we'll get it figured out for you.